What does a typical collegian production night look like? That I mean, how do you describe chaos? I guess now that's exaggerating a little bit, but it's largely you kind of have section editors at their own stations or computers, I guess. They're laying out pages. News designers are laying out the front page. Sports guys got their whole sports stuff going on. Somewhere in this mixture of designing, layout, and story writing, there is editing going on. So at any given moment, there are approximately of designing, layout, and story writing. There is editing going on. At any given moment, there are approximately 4 or 5 different things going on simultaneously. So that sort of illustrates kind of the amount of work, even just going into one single issue every single week demands. What's my favorite part about putting the paper together? That's a great question. Like, think of it as sort of like a weekly science project. Now, we're not putting together a volcano or anything for your 6th grade science fair, but in a way, it is sort of like a weekly project. That takes a dozen people every week to work hard, one common goal, trying to put out the best newspaper you can. That sounds horribly, horribly hokey, but it definitely is still very apt. The people, a lot of us are newer or new-ish to this whole concept, to the newspaper biz, but nonetheless, I think it's helping instill in us like the discipline that you need to work in newspapers. That's something that you need to ask, helping instill in us like the discipline that you need to work in newspapers. That's something that you need to ascertain in your college years, because if you don't do it now, you're never going to do it. Decide how does the Collegian decide what goes on the front page? That's a very good question, and that's subject to much debate, subject to maybe some occasional controversy. Basically, we have to decide ultimately, what is most sought after for our readers. What stories are comprehensive, well written, that answer some questions that our readership has. That is probably the number one reason. We try to stick to that as much as we can. An issue we have, sometimes we get into problems where stories don't come to life the way we expect them to, so we hold some things. So there is a lot of jostling that goes on, but for the most part, what you see on the front page is the content that we feel is most important to the students on this campus, and is the soundest, well-written material that we have for the week.